Well, today is May 24th, 2020, and it's my son's birthday. So happy birthday, son. I hope you're doing something fun and you're enjoying the sunshine that I ordered for you. Since it's Sunday, I asked my partner what he'd like to do today, and he suggested that we could go to an outdoor church where you sit in the car and listen to a sermon. And I politely declined. That does not interest me. If I want to enjoy a sermon, I can deliver my own sermon to my own self, because I can do those things as a long-time Bible teacher and Bible scholar and former Sunday school teacher who went through some religious abuse at the hands of some religious leaders. And I can still smile because I still have a relationship with God and Jesus. In fact, Jesus and I have conversations quite often. As I go through the Bible and I look at all the amazing things that Jesus said and did, and then I think all the amazing things that people have said to me and have done to me, and how similar and parallel my own life has been to that of Jesus. Not that I'm Jesus. Obviously, I'm a woman. Even though I have long hair and I'm not that pretty, I'm kind of average looking like Jesus was. And also, Jesus wore a long robe like a dress. If I were a psychologist, knowing a little bit of psychology, and with access to the DSM-5 and the ICD-11, I would probably, if I saw Jesus in the flesh on this earth, in the here and now, during the coronavirus epidemic, where we need a healer, and I saw somebody who claimed to be the Son of God come back in the flesh to fulfill prophecy, and they believed it with their whole heart, that they were the second coming and they were Jesus, I could possibly diagnose the person with schizophrenia and autism. Back in 2016, I lived for 8 months with a young man who is diagnosable with schizophrenia and autism. He's highly intelligent, knows his Bible very well, and is 100% convinced that he is Satan incarnate. So I lived with Satan for 8 months. And it was an interesting time. We had some interesting conversations. He also believes that he is the father of Jesus. So he's balanced in his own unique way, and he never hurt me. And we had a couple of showdowns, like a power and control struggle of exerting authority over each other. This young man was in my house trying to tell me to get on my knees and declare he was my God, which I did not do. I stood my ground and I didn't do that, nor would I, because he's not my God. I would not bow to Satan. Satan is not my God. I told him my God's a hell of a lot more handsome than you. Not that he was that bad looking, but still, I'm not going to get on my knees and declare any man's my God. I was told not to ever do that. Except by my first pastors, Bob and Diana Medlin. They were so sweet and delusional. Anyways, Yes, yes, yes. I wonder where they're at today. I wonder what churches they're starting. I hope they're all both doing really well and they're not slut shaming women anymore like they did to me, and that they don't brush domestic violence under the rug like they did to me, and they don't teach women to submit to their husbands in everything like they did to me. That's called doormat syndrome. And if you submit to a man in everything, likely that man will learn not to respect you. And then that man might become abusive. And if you submit to him in everything and he wants to quit going to church and start going out having some fun drinking and going to bars, he might later turn that against you. And he might get away with a lot of abuse because of that. And then you might end up really, really angry. And then you will be the one looking abusive. And then, of course, because all cowards and insecure men and bullies that bully and abuse and then run away and hide, of course, he might, in front of a judge, say he's afraid of you. That's funny. Anyways, the stories we tell and the tables we turn. I think it's time to retire God and aim for goddess. I heard a saying once is behind every great god is a greater goddess. Just like behind every great hero is a greater goddess. Just like behind every great man is a greater goddess. Behind every great father is a greater mother. Even if she's a pirate, or a mermaid, or a creative storyteller with a degree who might be able to write on par, maybe not quite as good, but write stories on par with Stephen King. Or a memoir about life, living life on the edge, with a family full of interesting people with their own stories that overlap into mine. So I have an interesting pattern of things in my life, which is fun. The baby of a family never gets respect. And with three older sisters, like the three sisters in Oregon, the three mountains, like the three muses. There's Fama, Fortuna, and Mob. Or Faith, Hope, and Love, or Grace, or whatever. The three muses are like my older sisters. They're all beautiful in their own unique way. They've all got lived a life. And then the golden child, which would be my first brother who died when he was 7. But then the replacement child, kind of like Abel and Seth, that would be my second brother, who's still alive. Anyways, I, of course, was the surprise. And then I went off to become a storyteller and called a liar and then a lunatic. And I'm still following after my Lord and Savior, who led me into court to get crucified and lied about and then called a lunatic. I think the word was actually batshit crazy, which would mean bat guano affected. I did find a dead bat on my front porch a couple days after I was called that. That was interesting. I think the neighbor's cat, Loki. He's a trickster. Anyways, so happy birthday, son. Life is fun. The longer you live, the more interesting it gets. And they have a saying that says truth is stranger than fiction. And the truth of the Bible is that Jesus said, don't believe I came to bring peace but a sword, and to divide fiction from truth. And the truth of the matter is people don't like the truth being told. They'd rather wash it under the bridge, throw it into the sea of forgetfulness, and then just move forward. Keep moving forward. And if you ever decide you want to come back around and visit with your mom, here I am.